lieutenant, I was lucky because I had good commanders. Una-una si Secretary de Villa, he was a full colonel when he was the battalion commander of the 61st PC Battalion. And ako na-designate immediately as company commander ng 612 PC Company. The whole battalion was deployed in Tripolis, Siocon, Sirawai, Sibuco. And my company basically was in Sirawai. So doon ko nakita yung yung good commandership. Na sabi nga sa amin ng battalion commander namin is never that you touch the wife nor the money of your soldiers. That is you've got to be fair and firm. So that is what we did. And doon ko rin nakita ang value ng civil military operations. Una, pagdating namin doon sa Sirawai, I found out that Sirawai is basically 90% of the land is owned by the Muslims. Pero bakit walang Muslim nung dumating kami? Ang CSD, police, mayor, lahat Kristiyano. And so I encourage the Muslims from Siocon, Zamboanga City na bumalik. Katulong ko yung natalong mayor, kandidatong mayor, na allegedly ay dinaya dahil hindi pinaboto yung mga tao niya na mga katutubo. So siya tumulong sa akin na Mayor Lim na mabuo. So gumawa kami ng separate village for the Muslims and mosque. And additionally, nagpapatrolya ako, kahit company commander ako, I have one section, gagapangin namin yung kalaban. Pag may ilaw yan at saka maliwanag ang buwan, takot ang kalaban dahil alam nila, nandiyan kami. Nakakapture ako noon ng 14-year-old na bata. Nakakarbin. Hindi ko pinatay yun, binuhay ko. Pinag-aaral ko. Kaya umaga, sir, papasok na ako, bibigyan ako ng 5 pesos, sa baon niya. Yung lahat na yun, ang ginawa ko, gumawa pa nga kami ng friendship bridge between sa Christian community and Muslim community. May pagitan niyang ilog So nilagyan namin ng bridge. Pinagtulungan ng Christians and Muslims na may tayo yun. Kaya ang tawag namin is a friendship bridge. So, kumalat pala yun sa bundok na ganun ang ginagawa. So, alam mo, for the first time in the history sa Sirawai, yung Sirawai na yun, that used to be attacked by the MNLF by wave for 1 week. Alam mo, 7 commanders of the MNLF surrendered to me. I was a second lieutenant. And yung batalyon namin, basically, ganun ang ginagawa. So, yung MNLF nun, nandun na sa boundary ng Sambu Sur at Sambu Norte. So, gumanda yung area. At nung umalis kami, gumulo ulit. Dahil iba ang naging approach. Ang approach ng pumalit sa aming unit is basically terror versus terror. Yung sa amin, talagang comprehensive. May intelligence, may operations, may CMO. And so, even when I became a battalion commander, yung experience ko as company commander, nagamit ko.
Yan, sir. Pwede bang paki-expound nyo, sir, kung fast track tayo, sir, sa 74th? Ano yung mga binaon nyo, sir, na insights from your Triple S days naging applicable pa rin, sir, sa Bundok Peninsula, sir?
Yeah. Una-una, yung sinabi sa amin na master of the people and master of the terrain. So, nasa isip ko yun. and yung intelligence. Because yung intelligence, per experience ko doon sa Sirawai when I was a company commander, and yung training ko, na yun nga, na ano ko na, intelligence is the heart of combat operations. But the soul of psychological operations is also intelligence. So, pagdating ko rin sa Bundok Peninsula as a battalion commander, tinignan ko yung mga sa INSOM noon ng intelligence summaries na ginagawa ng division, all Southern Luzon, Southern Tagalog and Bicol. Yung area ko, ang yung front na nando sa area ko, yun ang pinakamaraming sightings compared with the others. Pero for 1 year, walang encounter doon sa area ko. So sabi ko, there's something wrong. I have to improve my intelligence. So, in-improve ko yung nag-training ako ng intelligence, the intelligence platoon ko, reorganize and train them together with the Philippine National Police.
Agad-agad, sir.
Agad-agad, kasama na kagad yung police. So, lahat ng police stations and even yung intelligence section ng probinsya, nagpadala ng police.
Bakit, sir?
Kasama ko yan because ang police kasi, kasama mo sa yan eh. Siya nakakalat sila eh. They have relatives do sa area. They are closer to the people. They are close to the people. We, the soldiers, wala naman tayong police power. We have the manpower, we have the muscle. But we don't have the police power. The police has the police power. And we are, remember, we are facing an insurgency. Kaya nga insurgency internal problem. In other words, internal, yung batas natin dapat, ma-implement natin. And so we have to strengthen the police. Because I was a PC officer, alam ko you have the capability and you have the police power. Kaya ang PC noon, very effective. Wala ng PC. Ako, I joined from the PC to the army. So, ang wala ng army ngayon is the police power, which the PC used to have. Kaya, to bring that back, yung closer ties ko with the PNP, in-strengthen ko. And true enough, after 3 months of the training of 1 month, then test mission, within 3 months, na-encounter ko yung kalaban.
Why would the PC or why would the PNP want to get involved, sir, nung first experience, yung inaano nyo, and yung what's in siya, a sense of accomplishment din, or?
Yes, of course, magkakaroon sila ng accomplishment. At saka yung provincial director classmate ko.
Okay, sir, so it really helped na.
Oo, at saka when you file cases, kasama sila. Kaya nga, yung legal offensive na yun, sinimulan ko rin yan eh. I trained si Corporal Desera na mahilig magbasa ng batas, pero hindi naman graduate yan. To the extent na yung paggawa ng mga affidavit ng mga pagdating sa pulis babasahin lang at immediately pipirmahan na nila. Because you cannot file a case in court unless it pass through the police. Wala naman yung police sa bundok eh. So, to the point na ginawa na nga namin, basta magkaroon ng enkwentro, hanggat maaari, file kami ng kaso. So, yun, nag-improve yung aming intelligence. And we came up with some intelligence efforts. Now, of course, hindi pwedeng, but everything is within the bounds of the law. But basically, I would say we strengthened the intelligence efforts. Meron akong research group na kinrate. Lieutenant Austria then helped me. Wala siyang alam, but I just teach him of what to do, how to go about it. Every day magre-report siya sa akin, and ini-improve ko hanggang ma-perfect yung research group na na-create ko. And very fruitful ang output nila as far as intelligence is concerned. So, doon magpapatrolya ako by squads, pero magkakalapit. Because I want them to develop that mastery of the people and of the terrain. Ang company commanders ko noon ang bawat kumpanya, tigigisa lang opisyal. Siya ang company commander, siya rin ang nag-iisa lang dahil kulang kami ng opisyal. But may company commander, nag-lead ng operation yan, may intelligence efforts, may CMO, nagko-coordinate sa mayor, sa congresswoman.
So, you made them very comfortable?
I made them comfortable. Ako ang nag-i-initiate ng networking. Kasama ko yung mga junior officers ko pag networking. After may network, sila na ang nagpapaloan. So, I believe I was able to train the young officers on how to do this networking. Sabi ko nga, I only have one officer per company. And yet, they were doing best.
Why did the LGUs cooperate with you, sir?
Nakita ko na-realize nila na we are sincere. We are sincere. Dahil ako, inimpose ko yung discipline sa mga sundalo. Bawal ang sugal. Bawal ang alak. Bawal ang magdala ng babae sa kampo o sa detachment na hindi mo asawa. So, I strictly impose that. May mga pinadischarge ako dyan, may dinemote. At nakita ng mga tao, iba na pala ang sundalo ngayon. They respected the 74th IB.
Na parang, ang lumalabas kasi, sir, sa interview namin, maraming takot because of yung martial law na parang hindi na, ang hirap tanggalin talaga, sir, yung
Yeah, but kung makita nila na very sincere yung sundalo, disiplinado. Ang sabi nga sa mga sundalo the best mo is to be a disciplined soldier.
Yes, sir.
Hindi ako nagkakape.
Ay.
So, ganun ang ginawa natin sa Bundok Peninsula. We improved the intelligence, we improved yung operational capability by knowing also master of the people and master of the train.
Anong klase ba ng operational environment, sir, yung inabutan nyo sa Bundok Peninsula, sir?
I would say, sa Bundok Peninsula, konsolidado halos lahat yun. May mga sightings, pero wala kang maengkwentro. In other words, ang kunti na lang ang nagme-maintain ng mga barangay. Because, konsolidado na nila yung mga tao Kung wala pang hindi pa nila masyadong konsolidado, kailangan lang ang armado. Kaya nga, nung magre-recover sila, dagsa ulit. Ano na-encounter namin? And so, na-capture ko nga yung na-capture ko nga yung isang commander doon sa checkpoint. Alam mo yung checkpoint, pag wala kang mata, useless yan. Sabi mo deterrence lang, pero dumadaan pa rin dyan yung ay meron akong mata. Yung mga previous na na-capture ko na nag-surrender, sila naging mata. Sila naging mata. So, na-capture ko. At yung na-capture ko na yun, na nakuha ko ang loob, sila ang nag-lead ng mga operations. Kaya nga nung ninyo-neutralize na namin, when I say neutralize, yung pinalilitaw na namin yung mga poste-poste. Sabi ng mga poste, Kaloy yun. Hindi ba ikaw nag-organize sa amin? Bakit ngayon kami ay tinuturo mo? Sabi ni Kaloy, noon ay nasa kadiliman pa ako, nabulag ako. Ngayon nasa liwanag na ako, meron akong duty na dalhin kayo mula sa kadiliman papunta sa kaliwanagan. Yung sinabi niya. So, dun as battalion commander, noon ang mga mayor takot.
Bakit, sir?
Siyempre, yung mga NPA, di ba? Tinatakot sila ng NPA. Ba't pinalakas ko ang loob nila? I provide security sa bayan and I reinforce yung kahit kunti ang pwersa ko. Pagka may informasyon na babanatan nyo sa bayan, nandun kagad yung aking augmentation. Kahit 3 sundalo lang, 4 na sundalo yan, ini-augment ko yan. Pag nakakita yung pulis ng may kasama silang sundalo, lumalakas ang loob niyan. Lalaban talaga yan. So, ang NPA, pag nakikitang nakaredy, hindi tutuloy. So, during my time, walang bayan na inatake. We were able to dictate the tempo of the battle. Dun sa,
Why is that important, sir, sa counterinsurgency approach natin? Why is it important that we dictate the tempo?
When you dictate the tempo of the battle, ibig sabihin you are winning. Nagre-react na lang ang kalaban. Hindi yung naghihintay ka lang kung anong gagawin ng kalaban, ikaw ang magre-react. Pag ikaw ay reactive lang, talo ka. Kaya nga, si Captain Patria and with the other members of the LGU and the mga agencies, nag-formulate kami ng Barangay Empowerment Seminar and Training.
Ito yung best, sir.
Yung best. Massive yan. Katulong namin sila dyan. Tulong sa amin. May isang bayan nga doon, hindi ko lang sabihin pangalan, yung mayor ayaw tumulong. Di yung kalaban niya sa politika, yung vice mayor, yun ang kinausap namin. And then yung mga government agencies. So, best kami yan. Best kami. Meron muna kaming clearing bago mag-best. It is a CSP, tawag namin counter SYP operation. This is actually a shortened version of SOT. After the SOT, yun ang Barangay Empowerment Seminar and Training. Massive Information Dissemination. Doon na rin nanunumpa yung mga na-unearth namin. Hindi sa akin nanunumpa yung mga na-unearth naming mga poste sa mayor. Because siya ang puno ng bayan.
Ano lang, sir, yun. Why would the mayor want to do that thing to, sir?
I requested the mayor na siya ang manumpa dahil siya ang puno ng bayan Constituents niya itong mga poste na ito Territorial So, doon sila sa mayor nanumpa na hindi na sila tutulong muli, mga ganyan. And sa Bundok Peninsula, sa batalyon namin, ang nanumpa sa akin, more than 600 na poste. You can just imagine, ang dami ng mga postehan na yun. Meron pang isang yung pare, nagreklamo sa kanya yung na siya raw sinabihan na gano'n na kinakailangan manumpa. So, kinasap ako ng para. Sabi ko, Father, ito ang lumalabas sa aming pag-aalam. So, kinausap ko yung babae, naliwanagan siya. Sabi ko, kung ikaw ay nadumihan, dapat malinis. Ang gagawin mong panunumpa ay paglilinis. Upang sa ganun, hindi ka na rin balikan ng NPA na hingan o tumulong sa kanila. Because sabihin mo, kilala na ako ng batas na tumutulong sa inyo, kaya hindi na ako pwedeng tumulong sa inyo. So, it weakened severely the enemy. Hindi sila nakapag-initiate ng any encounter. May mag-aambush sa kanila because of our massive information dissemination, BIN, intelligence, may nagsumbong kagad sa amin na may aambusin na pulis. Na-encuentro namin, nakuha namin yung landmine. So, basically, hindi sila nakapag-conduct ng opensiba. For my 1 year and 6 months sa Bundok Peninsula, wala silang opensibang nagawa sa amin. For the first time. And so, yung mga ginagawa ko na yun, itinuloy naman ng mga sumunod sa akin mga battalion commanders. At sabi ko, dahil yung 74th IB, matagal doon sa area, they develop the master of the terrain and master of the people. Pag sinabi mo yung kalaban nandun sa sitio, ganon, ng barangay, ganon, hindi na maghahanap ng mapa at, mapa at kumpas. Takbo na kagad yung tropa na nasa within their area, yung company or platoon na may responsible doon sa area. Wala nang mapa-mapa yan.
Because, sir, tinagalugad nyo talaga.
Yes. Ginalugad namin talaga ang buong AOR namin yan. Criss-crossing yan for 3 months.
Focus na ganun lang, sir.
Oo, for 3 months talagang yung mga tropa ko, talagang massive kami at nasisira na nga ang sapatos sila. Pumunta ako sa HP, nakahingi ako ng new batch of shoes. Combat shoes. Lahat ng tropa ko bigyan ng dahil continuous yung operations namin.
What's your insight there, sir, regarding massivity or focus? Yung dalawang yun, sir. Kasi parang minsan, small unit lahat na parang liit-liit na. Ano.
Small unit, but they can easily reinforce each other.
So yung buong batalyon, sir,
Yes, continuous yun. At hindi alam ng kalaban na bigla na lang may lalabas yan, bigla na lang lalabas yan. Massive na hindi nila maintindihan kung saan na lang bigla lalabas ang sundalo. And ang sundalo, yun nga, nagkaroon ng develop yung master of the terrain and master of the people. Pag sinabing si Ka ganon, bahay ni Kapitan na ganon, alam na nila yung bahay na yun. And because of our intelligence research of the SWG, alam namin kung saan nandun yung mga poste. Nababantayan namin yun.
When did you feel that the tide has turned into your favor, sir? Anong indications na ano?
Nung hindi sila makapag-conduct ng combat ng opensiba. Nung hindi sila nakapag-conduct ng opensiba, at the time, continuous din yung symposium namin. While we conduct our massive combat operations, we also conduct intelligence operations, and we conduct massive information dissemination. Ito na yung information operations. By municipality, kakanda kami ng symposium for peace, progress, and development. Nagbe-brief kami ng situation at ano yung magagawa ng sundalo, anong magagawa ng local government, anong magagawa ng community para magkaroon ng peace sa Bundok Peninsula. So, lahat ng Peace and Order Council meeting, nag-a-attend kami dyan. Lahat ng bayan. Kung hindi ako available, the company commander or any officer. And pinipresent namin sa kanila, dito, itong barangay nyo, sa aming pag-analyze, yan ay influensya. Sasabihin ng barangay captain, bakit nyo po nalamang influensyado? Because we have our research. At saka yung barangay captain, alam naman yan totoo eh. So ang tatanong nila, ano pong gagawin natin? Ayon, kapitan. Pag-usapan natin, ganito ang gagawin natin.
Doon nyo pinapasukan yung point na yun.
Oo. Kaya, bago kami mag-SOT, o yung CSP na tinatawag namin, at bago magkaroon ng BSP, nagsisimposyo muna kami sa mga bayan-bayan. Para na sa ganun, bago kami pumunta ro sa Kanayunan, ay yung mga barangay captains na symposium na namin dun sa bayan, kasama yung local government. So pag pumasok na kami sa Kanayunan, may katuto na kami doon. Naintindihan nila yung gagawin namin. And then, yung programa ng local government, may pupos din doon. So, yun ang ano sa Bundok Peninsula. Kaibigan ko, yung mga pare dyan eh. Silang nag-ano sa akin.
Paano nyo ginamit, sir, yung civic society, yung civil society to gain community support for your initiative?
Una, you have to link with them. Network with them, explain to you, ano ba yung mission mo, paano mo na isasagawa yung mission, at paano sila makakatulong. They have to know the situation. I brief them of the situation. Because how would they help? How would they know how they can help if they don't know the situation? So, ganun ang ginawa namin doon sa Bundok Peninsula. And sabi ko nga, lucky rin ako dahil when I was a battalion commander in the CTM area, senior na ako. And so, I think kahit pa paano, may maturity na in a CTM area, hindi lang ito combat. Your approach should be very comprehensive, broad. Na nandyan yung combat, intelligence, information dissemination, networking, massive information dissemination.
So dito nyo na formulate yung concept nyo na, sir, na cooperation management. Ito, sir, itong chart na to, sir.
Yep.
Dito nyo na ano, sir?
Nagsimula ako sa ano. Actually, ginagawa ko na yan, but when I was assigned as Southcom, Southern Command, when I was with the Southern Command, doon na na-formulate dahil itong ang operational methodology, no? Dito sa operational methodology, there are three main actors. In any insurgency situation, there are three main actors: the people, the government, and the terrorists, CPP, NPA.
Yes, sir.
What connects the people and the government is the belief of the people that the government at all levels, national, provincial, municipal, barangay, are legitimate and credible. Eh, bakit napatalsik si Marcos? Hindi na raw siya legitimate. Bakit napatalsik si Erap? Hindi na raw siya credible. Ganon din ang ang NPA. Bakit nagtatayo sila ng BOC, Barangay Organizing Committee? It is because hindi na credible yung legal na government machinery. So, we have to strengthen the legitimacy and credibility of the government at all levels. At sinasabi ko nga ito ang lecture ko sa sa mga local government that you can do that by enhancing the delivery of basic services.
Because through that, sir,
Through that, yung legitimacy and credibility nila may strengthen. Sabi ko, we don't have to create an Alsamasa, another organization. It might create another problem in the future. We might as well just strengthen the existing government machineries. Yung support services nila nandiyan, may IRA na sila I-strengthen na lang natin sila. And what connects the people and the terrorists is the support of the people to the terrorists. Kaya sila nag-uorganisa ng masa para yung masa ang magsuporta sa CPP-NPA. So, anong approach yan? We have to severe that support of the people to the terrorists by way of massive information dissemination. Sabihin natin ang katotohanan. What are the evils of their, and then strengthen natin yung Integrated Territorial Defense System. At yun yung ITDS strengthening na ito, nandun na yun sa aming Barangay Empowerment Seminar and Training. We have to strengthen the government machineries. And what connects the government and the terrorists should be the appropriate military and police response. Bakit kinakailang parati yung police? We have to enforce the law. Ano nangyayari kasi? Pag pinatay ng NPA, wala lang. Diba? Pagka nanghingi NPA, extortion yun, wala lang, NPA naman yun. But he is violating the law. So pagka ang batas, hindi natin na ipapatupad, nagiging questionable ang capability, ang governance. So anong solusyon dyan? Appropriate military and police response. Through what? Simple. Combat operation, intelligence operations, psychological operations, information dissemination yan And legal offensive. Legal offensive, dapat yung batas natin, pag binayolate ng NPA, dapat mag-file tayo ng kaso.
Pakiano, sir, kasi dyan takot yung mga tenyente, dyan...
Lalo silang ganito. Ito nga yung, sa legal offensive, mas lalong lalakas ang sundalo natin. Basta nagkaroon kami ng encounter, kasama namin kagad yung police, magpapail kami ng kaso doon sa na-enkwentro.
Because, sir?
That is a violation of the law. Assault to government authority. Prostrated murder kung or any violation of the penal laws. Prostrated murder, pag na-charge ka ng murder dyan, that is and assault to government authorities. Yung murder is non-bailable yan. So, yung karapatan, ang ginagawa nila, pagka nagka-enkwentro sila, pumapasok. So, pagpasok na lang ganon, kukuha sila ng mga documentation at magpapile ng kaso laban sa sundalo. We give them the same dose of medicine. Basta na enkwentro kami, we file a case.
Regardless kung di nyo alam yung pangalan, sir, nila.
We know the enemy because we have good intelligence.
Okay. Yun pala, sir, yung naging key na...
Kaya nga, sabi ko nga, in everything, the key is intelligence. So, very critical yung input ng intelligence. So, kahit nung brigade commander ako, division commander ako, yung lessons learned ko as battalion commander, dala ko doon sa Mindoro. I took over from Gerald Palparan sa Mindoro. So, noon, immediately, kinausap ko yung mga religious leaders. Sinabi ko, ito ang aking programa rito sa Mindoro na isusulong. And I hope tutulong sila. And sabi ko, ito ay base ro sa aking experience sa Bundok Peninsula. Alam mo, may mga paring tumawag do sa kaibigan ng pare sa Bundok Peninsula eh. Chinecheck kung totoo yung sinasabi ko. And immediately, na-confirm nila na, yes, magkasama kami ni Colonel Mesa ginagawa namin yan. And immediately, in that forum, nung i-meet ko sila, immediately,